Exceptional high tide in Venice has flooded nearly 70% of Italy's lagoon city.
Nearly 70% of Italy's lagoon city.
Some really bad weather is being blamed for several deaths in Italy. It was flooding, and it's left 3/4 of Venice underwater.
Flooding, and it's left 3/4 of Venice underwater.
Guardate che roba, ragazzi, guardate che mucche giganti, guardate qua, va.
Tourists and residents donned high boots to navigate the streets as the water level rose by over 1.5 meters before receding. As much as 3/4 of the city was submerged, with floodwaters exceeding the height of the raised walkways normally erected in flooded areas. Officials shut down the lagoon city's much relied upon water bus service, and schools in the Veneto region were closed for a second day, leaving many residents with nothing to do but sit and wait for the water to subside. Attempts to relieve Venice's flooding problem have been for years beset by delays, cost overruns and corruption scandals. The Moses project, which began in 2003 and involves building a series of underwater barriers in the lagoon, is still not complete. Meanwhile, much of the rest of Italy is under flood alert due to heavy rains.
Exceptional high tide in Venice has flooded nearly 70% of Italy's lagoon city. The flooding came after a storm system that brought strong winds, raising water levels to more than 1.5 meters. Venice normally experiences flooding, but these were the highest levels in nearly a decade. Meanwhile, at least 6 people have been killed across Italy as the storm toppled trees and sent objects.
Well, some really bad weather is being blamed for several deaths in Italy. It was flooding, and it's left 3/4 of Venice underwater. At the height of the flooding, the water measured 5 feet deep in some spots. And just to put this in perspective a little bit, Venice hasn't been buried by that much water in almost a decade. And there's more rain on the way later in the week. The fear of flooding closed the Colosseum and the Roman Forum early Monday, but rain isn't the only danger with these storms. It's also been some severe weather. Strong wind toppled trees onto people in 4 separate deadly incidents.
Venice, famously known as the City of Water, has been hit with record-breaking flooding. More than 3/4 of the canal-laced city is underwater after heavy rains and high tides raised water levels more than 5 feet above sea level. Venice is prone to flooding, but as CNN reports, this is the worst the city has seen since 1979. Officials closed the popular tourist spot St. Mark's Square, but despite the flooding, the Venice Marathon still took place Sunday. Runners were forced to tread through ankle-deep water in the last leg. The death toll across the country from the violent storms has risen to at least 9.